Hey guys, welcome back to Chaos Core Tech. My name's Garrett, and this is day 9 of 3D Printmas. We're still going strong. Now, if you guys are wondering what 3D Printmas is, check the little eye up in the corner. I'll put a link to the playlist of all the videos. Long story short, I'm making a new video every day in December featuring a new model that you guys can print out and follow along. And I extend a portion of this challenge to you guys. You don't need to model something every day, and you don't even need to print what I am printing. Just print something every day, and then tweet me a picture. I'm at Chaos Core Tech, and use the hashtag 3DPrintmas. Okay, so you guys should know by now I'm a big Pokemon fan. If you want to see what other Pokemon I've done, check the eye. I'll put a link to the playlist up there that shows all the Pokemon models I've done. But today I am bringing you Gastly. Now, this has always been one of my favorite Pokemon from the original generations, and I think this came out really freaking good. I was actually pretty worried. I did not know how I was going to model this because if you've seen Gastly before, he's basically a ball, and then he just has a gas cloud behind him, and I'm like, how do you model a gas cloud? So I really went into this not knowing how it was going to turn out. But basically what I did is I took it into Fusion 360, created the main sphere, and then I created the eyes and got them out. And how I created the eyes is I just took a bigger sphere and intersected some sketches out of them so you can see that the eyes have curvature and everything, so they protrude like you see right there. And then for the gas cloud, I went into the forms feature, like the sculpting environment in Fusion 360, and I just started messing with it. I knew that it needed to intersect the back like you see here, so I just started pulling out different spikes in different areas and kind of pulling it down so it intersected with the body. You can see me do all this in the footage I put at the beginning of the video. And basically, I just kept going until I got something that I thought looked like Gastly. And actually, I wasn't entirely certain that I had the model shape that I wanted until I went into the appearances feature in Fusion 360 and added some textures and materials to these. And if you've never checked out the appearance features in Fusion 360, I definitely recommend doing that, because it can really help put into perspective what you're trying to create. Because if you're trying to create something off of a picture, seeing it in color that it's supposed to be really helps. And they even have some cool features. I'll put a picture of what this ended up looking like in Fusion 360, because I could even make the gas cloud kind of translucent, so it looked a little more like a gas cloud. So then after it was modeled, I downloaded it and printed it out on my DaVinci 1.0 Pro. Now, a lot of times with models like these, I will cut them off on the bottom so they print a little bit easier. Like the models over here are a good example of that, like Kirby and Babam. Like they're very rounded on the bottom, but I just cut it off to be flat so it prints a lot easier. And I actually decided not to do that with Gastly because I wanted the full body of him to be there. And that was actually not a great idea because it did not print well at all. The top of it printed great, but the underside where I had supports and things like that came out pretty gnarly. But as you can see, my wife did a wonderful cleanup job. A huge props to her, and it's amazing what she's able to do. I try not to do that to her because it does cause a lot of extra work, so I try to get perfect prints, but this was just not one of those cases. But despite that, she was able to clean it up, make it look absolutely perfect. Got all the colors there perfectly, and I don't know if you guys ever tried to paint things like this before, but getting a perfect seam like that, holy crap is it hard. And she just did perfect. I don't know how she does it. I've been trying to paint lately and I am laughably bad, so it's kind of given me a whole new perspective on how good she actually is. And then I think this cloud was actually airbrushed on because there's a little bit of a gradient, as you can see. I think it's between purple and white or gray or something like that, but it looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm so happy with this piece. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed this. I think this is one of my favorite models I've done so far because I love Gastly and my wife was able to make it look so freaking perfect. So I'm definitely going to enjoy this one. If you want to print one of these for yourself, check the description. The links are down there to the files. I would definitely recommend pushing it into the bed a little bit just to get a flat on the bottom, or you could even cut off some of the back and print it there depending on how you want to display it. That'll make it print quite a bit easier and nicer. Okay guys, well thank you for joining me. 3D Printmas Day 9 is in the bag, and don't forget to tweet me pictures of what you guys are printing as well. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.